Hey guys, happy Sunday. It's TD here. I'm eating. I got a new sheet shed, y'all. My old one is almost done. I just have to do the ceilings of it so that my granddaughter can move in, and I'm getting ready to put a split level heating and air unit in it. So now I got one for me. I put it next to her because I rent out the my house to my sons. And so here's my new one. It's just a shell right now. But I'm getting it together, y'all. I'm getting it together. And I'm looking forward to it. Excuse me for eating, but this was on my mind real quick. So as you saw in the topic, it's racism is not dead. I live here in Tennessee, in Nashville, as a matter of fact. And I think I've told you all several times that Nashville is a blue county, and so is Memphis, Shelby County. But the rest of Tennessee is red. And so at 3 a.m. this morning, my grandson, who I've told you all about before, that's in the Navy, I'm very proud of him. He went on vacation with us. And so TSU, that's Tennessee State University, which is a historically public black college. And they had homecoming. So he used to go to TSU. And so he went to the homecoming. He was taking his childhood friend back home, and this white lady, and so I'm gonna use the black and white reference because my grandson is mixed. This white lady ran into him, ran into him on the passenger side, on his friend's side. And so my grandson, he he has to stop, of course, because his car won't go any further because of the damage. And so I got the SOS alert that he had been in a accident. So I called my daughter, woke her up, and I was like, hey, he was in an accident. And so I'm calling the police department to see what's going on. And so I finally get in touch with him. He gets so the tow truck, the police called the tow truck driver to take it to this place that has an account with them. I'm gonna link that their name in the thing when I finish with this video. I think I know how to do it. And so anyway, so I'm on the phone with them because we're just back from vacation. I'm on the phone with them, and it's gonna be $247 just to bring it like maybe a half a mile. That's how close he was to my house. So I was like, well, let me just go ahead and pay go ahead and get it off, and then I'll call Allstate, which is who my towing is through, and I'll get them to come and tow it. And the guy was like, oh, we can't drop it because we've picked it up. But actually, in Tennessee, there's a $70 drop fee. But he told us that he couldn't do it because he had picked it up. And then I was like, well, let me go ahead and pay this. And he said, well, we can't do that because you're not here. And I said, well, it'll take me 7 minutes to get there. Let me run around there. Then I hear this female cop say, well, do you have cash out to my grandson? And which he did. So, because he had some of it, but not all. He just now turned 20. And so because he went in he went in when he was 19, so he's actually just turned 21. But he just came back from vacation with us. And so anyway, so so my grandson, I went on the cash after the money. They So first of all, when the cop got there, the white cop, my grandson is the only black. He considers himself black. When the white cop got there, the first thing he did was when he checked on the lady, they ran into my grandson. Now his passenger is hurting, crying, my grandson's passenger. And the cop checking on her. Then when the tow truck driver did, he came and was checking on her. Never said a word to my grandson. And the lady's passenger had gotten out of the car, and my grandson thinking that, he's getting out so they could talk or whatever. He got out and started calling my grandson nigger. Nigger this and nigger that. My grandson's not used to that. He grew up in the suburbs. I live in the inner city. And but you could tell it wasn't somebody that's from Nashville. That's the problem. We get a lot of people that are transplant Florida and all that old mess. And so my grandson, he wanted to fight the guy. Which I'm glad he didn't. His passenger stopped it. Because like I told him, you'll be punching down. This is what some of these people want so they can be able to shoot you. My grandson is 6'2", about 230 pounds, you know, and the guy would have wanted to be able to shoot him or be able to sue him. You know, you cannot punch down. So what I was explaining to him is you just take names and then you go up the system. Like I called and filed an official complaint with the police department with the captain that's the lieutenant, I think, that's on duty, but he's not in our precinct. In our precinct, they're closed on the weekends. But we have the biggest area. North Nashville is bigger than all of the rest of Nashville. But our precinct is closed on the weekend. I already knew that. I only called so I could do a paper trail. Then the tow truck company, instead of my grandson went to the hospital, and the tow truck company took his car on to their lot instead of bringing it here. That was an extra $60 every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. And on top of that, they charged to actually we had to go up there and then to actually bring the car from there to here to my house, they charged the extra $130. So in all, this tow ends up being about $400 and something. So this is how they're price gouging, and the police are going along with it. You know what I mean? So it's been a whole entire mess. But the purpose of this, oh y'all, please like my video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. And over here, I just talk about topics that are interesting to me and life topics. You know, I don't too much get into what the stars and stuff are doing. I just don't have time to keep up with it. If it's something that I'm watching on YouTube and they say something, then I might go back and look at it. But anyway, please subscribe to my channel and please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. I do return comments. But anyway, so this is what I had to explain to my grandson because I did not realize he didn't know it. So I had to tell him, when these people act a fool with you, that's not how you do it. You hit them where it hurt, and that's in their pocketbook or in their wallet. That's where it hurts. I said, fighting them might give you a temporary satisfaction. When I was younger, it would have gave me one too. But at 57, I know better now. I said, what you do is you sue them. You sue them. Defamation of character is so much you could use, but sue them. I said, like this tow truck company, I know they will price gouge you. I know how much it costs for a tow here. So I'm going to report them and blast them on Yelp. And so many different ways and opportunities now that we as Black people do not have to get physical. We don't have to get violent. We don't even have to scream back. If they look like they have two nickels, as my mom would say back in the day, to rub together, go after it. Go after those two nickels. That's what we'll have to start doing. There's power in the fact that you have a decent job. There's power in the fact that you don't have a record. And even if you did have a record, you don't deserve to be treated that way. But there's power in certain things, and you just don't have to put up with stuff like you did even when I was young, and especially with my mom and my grandma, but even when I was young. And so, like I reminded him, and my grandson said he would tell that guy, you're not from here, because 90% of the time, and this is just the truth, 90% of the time, the white people that are from Nashville, they do not behave that way. They just don't. They grew up with Blacks, and they just don't behave that way. So usually when you see that kind of silly behavior, it's an out of towner that has decided to what they think Nashville is, because they don't know. It's because they only have the perception of what the television teaches them. But what I want to say to you guys is, anytime you experience an adverse and some adversity, don't retaliate in such a way that they may be able to come after your house, your car, your pension plan, your garnish your check. Don't do that. There's always a way to do it. Take a deep breath, pull yourself together, and then you look, and as long as you're not in danger. Now, of course, if you're in danger, you protect yourself. But you look You decide what is it that you could get from this food since they want to act such a food, and you go after them. You go after 'em, you know. And like I told my grandson, you're gonna have to grow some tough skin. You are. You're a young black man, and this is gonna happen. And to be honest, you all, I had become so complacent myself because my youngest is 31. My oldest son is 36, I think. And so I had just become complacent about it. But when this happened to my grandson, it took me back to things that would happen to them when they were young, growing up here in Tennessee with white cops, you know. And for the most part, the white cops here, they're way better. They really are. But you're gonna always have an outlier, just like you're gonna always have an outlier in a black cop. But when you come to a crime, to a wreck, you better ask everybody if they're okay. And that's why I'm gonna push it up the ladder. Because I used to march, I used to do activism with this stuff. So I had forgotten because I done got old and I done got tired. But I ain't that tired that I won't fight for my family and make somebody lose their job. But I just wanted to let you all know, you know, people are gonna say ugly things to you sometimes. Don't let it get to you. Life is too short, honey. Life is too short. And most of the time, you won't even see those fools again. You really won't. So thank you all for listening to me. Y'all could have been anywhere else except for listening to an old lady. I appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share my channel and please subscribe. I have 13 subscribers now. I would like to get up to at least 25 within the next couple of months. Thanks, guys. Bye.